You lack control and you lack intentions. If you're not where you want to be in life because you lack control and you lack intentional living, and you're just going through life and you're just like la 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 la, just going through life, just going through life, and before you know it, 5 years then went by and you ain't really do what you said you was going to do because you had no real intentions on doing it. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jhene. I'm still new here, so let's make that clear. I'm sitting on the floor today because I want this video to feel very like cozy, like I'm talking to my friends, like I'm talking to a girlfriend, like I'm talking to my cousins, my whoever. And I have my Starbies here with me. People who know me, like know me personally, like very, very, very well, they know that I'm a sucker for deep conversations. So girl, if you want to stick around for the whole video, get your coffee, get your tea, get your latte, get your hot chocolate, get your matcha, get your drink, get your water, get your wine, whatever it is, and come join me in this conversation. The only social media that I'm really like super active on is Instagram. Like I have a TikTok, but I can't figure out TikTok. Like as Instagram is a very superficial place. I can't get deep on there. Don't nobody want to see no deep stuff on Instagram. There's no better time than now to talk about these type of things because we're heading into the last leg of the year. We are heading into the last quarter. You saw the title of the video. It's talking about loneliness. So I think that this is something that a lot of people can relate to, feeling lonely. And this is where I'm going to start getting a little bit more personal because it's important you guys can relate to it. So loneliness. I was in a space where I was lonely and kind of going into a depression. And it was very recent, like in the last, like kind of like this year. And I was in grad school and I got my master's degree in May. Black girls with degrees. Black girls with degrees. I got my degree in May, and I've always been the type of person that was like trying to figure out what I want to do in life. All right, like I worked at a company that I hated for like 4 years, and then I was like, okay, that's not working out. Then I was like, let me go back to school because I went to Penn State for undergrad. I went to Penn State for undergrad, and then I was like, okay, that's over. Got a job, did what I was supposed to do, got my own apartment. Okay, cool. Still wasn't happy. Then I went back to school, got my master's degree in strategic advertising and marketing, and I graduated, and I felt like I had accomplished all these things. Like I finally was at the company that I loved, but I'm not in the position that I want to be in yet at that company, but I finally got into the company that I really wanted to get into, and I still wasn't happy. I was still down and depressed, and I think it's because in school I was so burnt out. Like not only was I in grad school, but I also worked 2 jobs, and I can't remember the last time I didn't have 2 jobs. Like I'm realizing a lot about the relationships in my life and all that stuff. So then May comes around and I graduate. And once I graduated, like I literally took a standstill. I stopped like really hustling, trying to find the position that I wanted in my company. I told my boss for my part-time job that like, I can't do this right now. I need a break. And she's so cool that she let me take a break. Like I needed a mental health break. And I kind of spent the rest of the summer not working for her anymore. And I just had my one job. In that time of me only having my one job, my main job, I was doing a lot of inner work, and I was doing a lot of inner work that I didn't even know that I was doing, but I was doing it. That's what this video is about. It's about kind of like reinventing yourself and how to use your loneliness as fuel for transformation. And now I'm in a place where I don't even feel lonely. Like I genuinely feel like I'm moving into the direction that I'm supposed to move in. Like I'm very disconnected with the morals and values of a lot of people. I'm very disconnected. Like I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm in this space where I'm just trying to like level up my mindset, level up like what I want to do in life, and I feel extremely disconnected from other people. And usually when you start to feel like that, it's because you're in the process of transformation, and you have to just let it happen. You have to just let yourself transform, reinvent yourself, constantly evolve, and your relationships won't look the same. One thing about this journey that I want to make perfectly clear is that it's not comfortable. Leveling up and transforming yourself is not comfortable. You're not at the place yet where you're super happy with life and you're having so much fun. You're not in that place yet, but you will be. You just have to allow yourself to transform, and you have to allow yourself to do it in a way that you feel happy about. Like, and what I mean by that is, don't look at the transformation journey as like, oh my God, like I gotta do this workout, and I gotta meditate, and I have so much stuff to do. How am I going to fit all of this in? Like, oh my God, like I gotta go to work today. How am I going to do this? Like, don't look at it so dreadfully. Look at it like, I get to do this. Like every day that I do something that makes me better for the next day, I've accomplished something. I continue like talking about how I started to feel lonely, and that's because kind of feel uncomfortable to say this, but I don't really have friends. Like, I don't really have friends. I had friends. The people that I grew up with, one of my childhood best friend, we're not friends anymore, and I have nothing against her. I really, really don't. I have nothing against a lot of the people that I'm no longer close with. Nothing. But I used to think that the reason I didn't have a lot of friends had a lot to do with me. And in some ways it did. Like, there was ways that I acted, and there was ways that I wasn't a good friend to people that manifested. And I'm really in this self-awareness era of life right now. So I'm really, really aware of how I've contributed to my lack of friends. But now I don't think that I don't have friends because I'm like some type of like person that's not a good friend. But I think I don't have a lot of friends because I'm still figuring myself out. Like, I'm learning and evolving every single day. I am so serious about self-development and self-transformation that it's kind of hard to really, really be comfortable enough to like have friends, because a lot of people aren't on that right now. And it's okay to do these things and still have friends. But what I'm trying to say is, that's not my story. So the first step to kind of using your loneliness to fuel transformation is get inspired. A lot of us are just aimlessly scrolling on Instagram, aimlessly scrolling on TikTok. The content that we consume heavily contributes to what our mindset is and what we're doing with that mindset. I guess what I'm trying to say is, the content that we consume helps shape your mindset and it shows kind of like where you are in life. So if you are a person who wants to be successful, but you're constantly consuming toxic content, or you're constantly listening to things that don't even motivate you to get up and do something that will help towards your success, then you're not consuming the right content. You get inspired by what you see around you. You get inspired. So if you are constantly around people who not doing nothing with their life, or people who are kind of doing things that are different than where you want to go in life, or you're constantly consuming certain types of content, then you have to kind of change that up. You have to surround yourself with people that you love and that have your best interest, and that they love you, and even if they're not exactly where you are in life, what do they say to encourage you? Are they jealous of you? Are they somebody who always has something negative to say? You have to really think about your relationships in life. You have to think about what you're watching on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. Write down your best self. Write down, like, think of a list of everything that your best self is. Think of how she looks. Think of the music she listens to, the content consumption. What are her money habits? What are her relationships with other people? What is her spiritual and mental wellness? What are her eating habits? And is she physically fit? Think about all the things that you want your best self to be. And you might be asking, how is this using my loneliness to fuel transformation? Well, this is what I did. I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm telling you my journey. When I was really, really lonely and I was down and I was like, oh my God, I don't hardly have no friends. What is the point in being here on this earth and not being happy with life? If you see and you're looking around and you don't like something about your life, now is the time to figure out the steps that you need to take to not be in that space of not liking your life. We're here for too short of a time. It is too many like horrible things that goes on this earth, and our life doesn't need to be one of the horrible things. Like our circumstances does not define where we can go in life. There's like endless opportunities, endless. So it's just about believing that you can get there. And that's sometimes a lot of us don't feel worthy enough to have nice things. I'm one of those people. I can honestly say that it was really, really hard for me to get to a point where I felt worthy enough to kind of go after the life that I want. And I'm still in the process of feeling that worthiness. It's really, really hard. Sometimes you don't think you deserve nice things because you've never had it. And that is just the devil cloud in your mind. Throw it out the window. It is not true. I'm here to tell you that you deserve luxury, success. You deserve nice things. You deserve people in your life that love you. You deserve that wonderful job, that wonderful man, that wonderful, whatever it is, whatever your version of success is to you, I want you to know that you deserve it. You deserve it. So get rid of this negative mindset that you have that is telling you that you don't deserve beautiful things in life. It is a lie. I was looking at the people around me. I was looking at my life and I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm not happy. I feel like people don't like me. I feel like this. I feel like that. Oh my gosh. I was so down on myself. Like, and sometimes still am. I want to keep mentioning that I'm still in the process. All these things that I'm saying, I'm not fully anywhere that I want to be at. But I'm in the process and I see a lot of evolution in myself. And I wanted to share. I just kind of want to share my story just in case it might help somebody. You are successful because you're showing up as her. You are happy because you're working every day to sustain happiness. So if something is making you uncomfortable, that's because the universe, God, whatever it is you want to believe in, because I know I believe in God, that's because he's telling you it's time to move. He's making you uncomfortable to show you that there are opportunities out there for you. You just have to, faith without works is dead. You have to have the faith. You have to believe that you deserve it. But then you also have to put the work in. And there's small things that you can do to put the work in every single day. There's small things that I had to do to feel less lonely and to feel like my loneliness is serving a purpose for the betterment of my life. I came up with a vision board. So now I know that vision boards are typically things that we do at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. But I found that my goals tend to change throughout the year. And I want to stay intentional about the way that I'm living. That's another thing we're going to talk about, intentions. But I want to stay very intentional and very on track. And I made a vision board at the top of the year. And by the time I got to August, I was like, why did I make this vision board again? A lot of it was a lot of it lacked substance. A lot of it was like, oh, I want to buy myself a designer bag. And I want to be able to go on a vacation. And it was things that really didn't help my inner self at all. So by the time I got to August, I was almost like, I was still me, but I was like a different version of me. And I created a vision board for the end of the year. From August going into December, I created a vision board for that part of the year. I broke it down into 5 sections. I did career, I did mental and spiritual. I did finances slash bills, physical health, and balance. Those are the 5 categories that I broke down my vision board in. Or you could create a mood board, vision board, whatever you want to call it. The lighting is not lightening no more. The sun is going into clouds and stuff. I'm so sorry that I had to change up the whole like lighting and everything of the video. I actually like this better, but whatever. So yes, those 5 categories that I mentioned was what I had to do to come up with. I had to like organize what my goals were. And I feel like organization is key. These things down in August. So now I want to share what I did. Oh, and then I ended up creating the digital vision board. I might, put a snippet of it in this video so you can see it. But yeah, I literally started implementing these things immediately, even though it was August. So I started doing things every day. I was spending time daily doing like looking up jobs at work, and I was setting up meetings with people at work so that I can, pick their brain about certain things. I was setting up like networking meetings. I was joining things. That I was constantly volunteering for different things at work. I'm a part of the leadership committee of one of the groups at work. I picked up a gig at work so I can learn more about like the marketing space at my company. There was things that I was implementing every single day to better my career because that's what was on my goals. I made it clear to myself that if I'm going to be serious about my goals in life, I have to write them down and be specific in my goals, and then start to implement what I'm going to do to achieve those goals. So the mental and spiritual part is the most important part of the whole vision board to me, because it really changed my mindset. And it all starts with inspiration, getting inspired, like I said before, which shapes your mindset, because mindset is so important when it comes to transformation. Where you are mentally is very important, and that content that you're consuming really makes or breaks your mindset. So with that being said, I wanted to start praying every single day, because when I pray, I have a better mindset. And it's just better for me to be very specific with God and let him know exactly what I'm feeling, even though he already knows your heart. It's very important to have that relationship with him. Just like I take time out and spend time with my boyfriend, I make time for him. You make time for your friends, you make time for your family. Make time for the most important relationship that you'll have. If you believe in God, make time. Do your devotion. I was listening to gospel music more. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing that you do? Do you pick up your phone and do you start scrolling on Instagram? When you in your car and you drive into work, are you listening to Lil Baby, or are you listening to like certain types of like shooting, killing type music? What are you listening to? And I'm not asking you this to judge you in any kind of way. Trust me. If listening to Lil Baby is how you get your morning going, then by all means, girl, do it. Like, that's your thing. But I'm asking because I realized that the first things that I was doing in the morning wasn't helping me. Me getting up and just getting on Instagram and seeing everybody's life, and them reminding me how much of like the fact that I don't have what they have, and I'm not doing what they're doing, and I'm not where they are in life yet. It was triggering to me. So we all have triggers, and social media, Instagram especially, can be a huge trigger for us. And if you notice that you're becoming jealous, or the music that you're listening to is causing you to want to be toxic or anything like that, that's the first thing you consuming in the morning. It's time to change that. So for me, I noticed that that's what I was doing. So I said to myself, I'm done listening to secular music for the first part of my day. That's just me though. Figure out what it is that helps with your mental and spiritual well-being. Also, another thing that I implemented was a self-help book. So It's a book by, I think his name is Mark Manson, called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. And child, okay. So the reason why I ended up implementing this book is because I realized that I was caring too much about what people thought about me. I was caring too much about what people were saying about me. I realized that I was on this journey of bettering myself, and people around you are not going to understand that. They're going to mock you. I actually had a couple family members mock me for being on a spiritual journey, for posting that I was doing my devotion or reading a self-help book. They actually mocked me. They said, oh, this is how you're responding to stuff, but you over here like praying to God, but this is how you responding to stuff. This is why you have to get really, really self-aware and really, really spiritually and mentally in tune, because people trigger you. People will trigger you. I'm a person who has a bad temper, and I'm a person who is kind of like no nonsense. Like if you say something to me, I'm saying something back. I'm getting smart back. And what that does is it's taking you out of your character. And I had a situation recently where I recently got tested and I failed. Like the person texted me saying some stuff, like somebody in my family texted me saying some stuff that I completely didn't appreciate. And I started saying stuff back, using curse words and everything. And this is somebody that I'm not even supposed to be cursing at. But I was just so frustrated, even though I still to this day feel like they were in the wrong. It doesn't even matter that much because I was wrong too. So how does that look? You have to get to the point where you stop caring so much about what other people have to say and what other people think about you, because guess what? They are trying to trigger you. They're trying to take you out of your character so they can say, see, look, you ain't doing, they want you to feel like you ain't really like doing nothing in life, or your journey that you're on is fake. And it's not. It's just that you're not perfect and you're not good at this yet, but you're working on it. So that's where I am in life. I'm still working on it. I'm working on it every single day. I am quick at the mouth, girl. I am, as are a lot of us. We're quick with our mouth, and you cannot take back the things that you say. Another family member recently said some really crazy, messed up things to me. And that was where I did pass the test. They said some messed up stuff to me. And when I say messed up, and it's somebody who is not supposed to be saying that type of stuff to you. I'm not going to expose them because I'm going to love them from a distance. But like, they said some stuff to me that could have broke me. It could have broke me. It could have broke anybody. But I'm so in tune with where I want to be in life that it's just like, I won't let it break me. That's just a good example of like how that spiritual journey that I put on that vision board, the notes for the vision board, that's how much like I was serious about it. That family member said to me could have broken me. And I decided to just not even respond, because guess what you are when you end up responding in a negative way? You are just like them. What are you accomplishing? Nothing. And I'm not saying this in this judgmental way, because I'm the person who responds. Like, don't do it. Don't do it, because then they'll use it against you. And this is not what God wants you to do. It's not what he wants you to do. So pick up that self-help book, girl. Like that self-help book, that The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F. Sorry, I got on a tangent. But back to that book, it really, really is showing me not to not care about things, because like you should still care about things, but it's showing you what type of things you should care about. It's showing you how you shouldn't freak out in the face of adversity. Adversities are going to happen every single day. Every single day, things are not going to go your way. But it's all about how you respond to those things. And eventually, the things that you care so much about that are not even important, you'll start to realize how unimportant they really are as time goes on, and as you mature and as you get wiser and develop more a sense of self, your best self. So then getting on to the physical health journey. oh child, I still ain't really there yet. The workouts, they're not happening. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm trying to implement like a time frame where I feel comfortable working out 2 to 4 times a week, like what days they will be on and what days they'll be at home or versus the gym. Still doing that. And I'm still working on putting in better eating alternatives because my weight fluctuates a lot. And that's something that, like I said in the last video, but like my weight really fluctuates and I'm gaining weight, girl. And it's weight that I don't want to gain. So it's time to start getting serious about our physical health because our body is a temple and we have to start treating it as such. When you start to have so much self-worth, you start to realize, like, why is it that I'm not taking care of my body? Do I not love myself? Yes, I love myself. So why am I not taking care of this vessel that I'm in? It's not cool. You got to take care of your body. You got to take your health seriously. Then the balance part was the waking up earlier, the daily intentions, and the time management. I'm not a morning person, so I've been trying to implement waking up earlier, even on the weekends. Time management is something that I'm working at every day, but that goes into the daily intentions. I want to kind of talk about writing lists right now. Writing lists has helped me tremendously. And I'm not saying go to your notes app and write a to-do list because I don't like the title to-do list because it's intimidating and then you get paralysis by analysis. Don't do that to yourself. Maybe write it down in a way that helps you want to achieve it more. Like for me personally, it helps when I write down daily intentions because I know that when I'm being intentional with my life, that's what's helping my life get back on track to where I need it to be. So I'll write down what I intend to do that day. What are my daily intentions? Because a lot of us, we do not lack, we are not attention deficit. Y'all know what ADHD is, right? Attention deficit, hyper attention deficit disorder or something like that. A lot of us think that we have such problems with focusing and we think we ADHD and we think that we cannot spend time on one thing without hopping to the next. A lot of us are intention deficit. We don't have any intentions. So we're not really accomplishing anything. We wake up in the morning and we're like, I'm just going to go about my day. I'm going to just go do this and do that. And you don't have any real intention. You don't even remember what you have to do that day. So more on this balance and wellness journey, I want to say that there's a lot of things that'll help you be more balanced, like coming up with a morning routine. Think of an enjoyable hobby. I really want to talk about this for a second. Because us as Black women, I'm not going to talk about Black men right now, because believe it or not, a lot of Black men have hobbies. Us as Black women, a lot of times we don't have hobbies. And I love y'all. I really do. I love us. But shopping and going out to drink with your friends and going out to eat with your friends and scrolling on Instagram and looking cute is not a hobby. It's not a hobby. What are you doing that helps grow your mind? What are you doing that you just enjoy, that does not give you any monetary gain, but you just enjoy it? And if it does give you monetary gain, win-win, but that you're not doing specifically for the money. What are you doing that you actually enjoy? So that will really help you create balance and wellness, because then you're not constantly going on this thing where you're like, oh my God, I got all this stuff on my vision board that I got to achieve. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. And it's just burning me out. This will help you with burnout. This right here. This is why I named it the balance category, because it helps you create balance. Yes, we have to take care of our career goals, our mental and spiritual goals, our finances, and our physical health. But the balance part keep us from being burned out. So a hobby is something that you can genuinely enjoy and help keep your balance. There was a point where I had a small cosmetics business, and it was exhausting, constantly trying to get people to recognize you and buy your products and all of that stuff. I'm just not into it right now. So I wanted to do something that I actually enjoy that has nothing to do with monetary gain, and content creation became one of them. What are other hobbies that you can think of? Maybe playing tennis, maybe getting more active, maybe jogging or riding a bike, or maybe reading. Reading is another thing that I ended up doing for balance. Take time on a Saturday morning to like start to work towards a hobby. Because if you're going out spending all your money just going out all the time, you don't have enough to do with your life. I started to feel like I didn't have enough to do in life, which was contributing to my feeling of loneliness. And I was like, what can I do that'll help me feel fulfilled? With it being fall already, if you have not achieved these things yet, please don't feel bad about it. It's never too late. You can start now. You can start and it's not too late. So this is just these are just things that I'm saying that you can do, not just for the fall, but like I'm saying for the fall because that's the season we're in. But you can do this at any point. So create that mood board, create that vision board, and write out your ideas first before you create that vision board. Write it out first. Because you want to stay intentional and you want to stay organized on what your goals will be every day. This is your life. So it's time to like take control of it. You lack control and you lack intentions. If you are not where you want to be in life because you lack control and you lack intentional living, and you're just going through life and you're just like la 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 la, just going through life. And before you know it, 5 years then went by and you ain't really do what you said you was going to do because you had no real intentions on doing it. You just thought it was going to magically appear. So it's time to get very organized about what we want in life. It's time to get very, very serious and organized. And you don't got to be somebody that's just like, that's all you're thinking about every day. That's where the balance comes in. Do something you enjoy as well. But write down your goal, write them down. And then create a visual that'll create a pretty visual too, that'll help you remember that these are your goals and hang it up somewhere. That's all I'm saying, girl. I'm saying this out of love. Getting really clear about what you need versus what you want. Because these are things that help reinvent us. And this is what I was doing in a time where I felt really lonely and I felt like I wasn't really achieving a lot. Or I was achieving a lot, but I felt like I wasn't really getting the things that I thought I should have out of life. I just felt very negative about life and I was trying to change my mindset. And so it was time to start thinking about what I need versus what I want. So let me kind of give you an example. I said for needs, I need security. I need health. I feel like I need freedom. I know that the life that I'm working towards is a life where I'm in need of freedom and flexibility and stability. So all of those things are what I need. And what is it that I want that kind of like goes into the things that I need, but like these are more of wants. I want a luxury apartment and eventually I want my dream house. I want nice cars. I don't know how to drive, but one day I will learn. I want to travel frequently. I want to be able to be invited to nice events. I want nice clothes, nice hair, nice nails, nice shoes. These are the things that I want. Yeah, I want the designer and I want the luxury apartment and I want the nice cars and I want the travel. But the reason why I think this is so important is because sometimes the intentions behind what we're doing comes from our wants. And sometimes the intentions behind what we're doing needs to come from what we need, because a lot of us need balance in our life. A lot of us need security and health. And when I say health, I mean mental health, spiritual health, physical health. So those are the things that we need to work on. Because once we start to work on our physical health, mental health, and spiritual health, and we start to work on the things that can eventually provide us security, flexibility, and stability, These are the things that will help us get what we want. You see where I'm going with this? If you're not so focused on, I need this designer bag, I need this luxury car, I need this house, I need this, I need these things right now. You don't need it. You don't need it right now. What you need is to focus on the things that you really need in life. Because once you focus on those things, and you focus on your mindset, you focus on the things that you're consuming every single day that are actually not even helping you, that you need to change up, then it'll help you get closer to what you actually want in life. See how I did that? That was good. A lot of us don't even believe in ourselves, but want somebody else to believe in us. And it's very damaging, and it's a mindset of scarcity. When you have a scarcity mindset, you believe that there's not enough space for you in this world. Nobody has the same effect. Nobody that you meet will be exactly the same. I don't care if they twins, identical. They're not going to be exactly the same. So I said that to say that there is an ample amount of things available in the world that you can have. There's an ample amount of luxury products, ample amount of money, ample amount of clothing, ample amount of nice house, clothes, shoes, bags, ample amount of space for content creating, ample amount of success to go around. You just have to believe that you're worthy enough to be one of those people that can have all of that. If you don't believe you're worthy of it, you're probably not going to have it. You have to believe that you are really, really worthy of it. You have to believe that there is enough out there for you to have too. You have to work on healing your scarcity mindset. One of the last things that I want to touch on is being excited about things. Now, while you're in this transformative journey and you're using your loneliness to fuel this transformation, it's not going to always feel exciting. But like I said before, none of this is easy, and it's sometimes uncomfortable. You have to remember that when you're doing things from a negative place, you're just going to feel negative about it. If I look at work every day like, oh my God, like, yo, I got to go into this office every day. I wish I had a work from home job. Like I got to go again. No, I try really, really hard not to think that way. When I wake up in the morning, I think of something that I'm grateful for. Like, okay, I'm grateful that this job is nothing like my last job. It's not toxic. It's not super stressful. I'm going to get up and I'm excited to go because when I go, like, I'll be able to like work on things that I actually want to work on. I'm up super early in the morning so I can get a lot done today. Like, try to think of things that you're actually happy about. And every time you complain about something, try to replace that complaint with something you're grateful for. And it's hard and uncomfortable at first, and it kind of feels silly at first. But I'm telling you, once you train your mind to think that way, it'll start to become a lot more natural for you. And be grateful and have an attitude of gratitude. For example, I don't really love the apartment complex that I live in. Don't love it. Like, it's not an upgraded apartment. It's not luxury, but I'm grateful about so many things about it. There's so many things I can say. It's spacious. I have a whole dining room area. I have a large balcony. I live in a very convenient location that allows me to get to different parts of the city easily. I live in a very comfortable location. There's not a lot of crime that happens around here. I don't hear gunshots around here. It's a nice neighborhood. There's so many things to be grateful for. So many things. I have a lot of closet space. I mean, really, get down to the very little things you're grateful about. I'm grateful about all the cabinet space I have in the kitchen. Be grateful for where you are, because when you're not grateful, you're not able to welcome in those new opportunities. God doesn't even want to bless you when you're just constantly complaining about things. So when you have that true attitude of gratitude for where you already are, you're more in a place to welcome more than you ever imagined, more than you even have right now. You're more in the mindset to receive it and to appreciate it because you already appreciate where you are. I became so uncomfortable because comfort leaves you sitting in one spot, and it was time to make some moves. And I honestly feel like God wanted me to get more real with myself and deeply prepare myself for what is to come. And it is coming, girl. You just have to believe it. Believe in God and believe in you and believe that you are worthy to have the life and the blessings that you crave and so rightfully deserve. I want to leave you with the fact that when you get into this space and you're using this time of like not having the best family situation, not having the best friend situation, and you're feeling kind of lonely, use this for method of growth. Maybe you are lonely because you have to get to know yourself. And once you get so comfortable with who you are as a person, not only do you attract more blessings that are meant for you, but you attract the people that God wants you to have in your life that will have your best interest. You will not feel lonely forever, and you will not feel like you are down and depressed and not worthy forever. But you also have to put the work in. Do not soak in your sadness. Do not soak in your loneliness. Use these feelings to fuel a newer and better version of yourself. And start now in the fall, in this very transformative period where the leaves are falling and the trees are changing. How about we change with it? That was corny, but no, for real. Like, how about we change with it? Thank you so much, and I hope you subscribe.